Hi folks, Cyclops FPV here and welcome to my review on my latest acquisition, my Diatone Roma. I bought this off a guy on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace a little while ago, and he just lived down the road and he advertised this for £120, and the advert said it just needed a VTX. A receiver. So I went down there, bought it, put a ELRS receiver in it, found out that the VTX that was on it was only 25 milliwatts when it was supposed to be 400. So I swapped that out for well, I'll show you. It's a TX. It's SpeedyBee TX 800. Don't know if you can see it in there. It's buried in there. Now these come locked from the factory to 25 milliwatts, and you have to hold there's a little button on the side there. You have to hold that down for about 10 seconds, and you should be able to get it in like full 800 milliwatts, and then obviously you download the VTX table. I do believe I did it on the presets on Betaflight. It was already in there, and because I'm running old firmware, I'm running the original firmware. This is an Maytech F7 board, 50 amp ESC. This hasn't been updated since 2020. I believe it's just a factory settings, just standard. It's never been updated, so the VTX will work fine with it as it does because it's on older firmware. Now if you buy one of these SpeedyBee VTX, the VTX on modern firmware, you're going to have issues. You'll try and get it to go to higher milliwatts, and it will, every time you come out the VTX page, it will just drop back down to 25. I have actually got a cure for this, and it's quite easy to find on the internet how to do it. You've just got to change a couple of values on the VTX table and it will cure it. Anyway, moving on. It's got a Runcam Phoenix camera in it, the white one, but this has got I use Joshua Bardwell's settings on the camera because I wanted to capture the finer details in the shadows where the trees are and everything. So although it's the same camera, and his one is actually blue because he's got his own edition, it's actually the same camera. There's not really a lot of difference. The settings are the same. As long as you set the settings as he described it, then that's fine. It will still work. I've got an ELRS receiver. There's the antenna down there, and the receiver's just behind this little. It's like a plate that just lifts off, like a protection plate. XT60. These motors are quite naughty actually. They're Toka 2207.5, 17,000 kV. It's 22 millimeters wide, and they take an 8mm spanner for the prop nuts. I've got these Gem Fan props, which you'll see in the flight video straight after this little review. These are high pitch props, which I flew it on, and I've also got these FX watermelon props, which are actually low pitched. So I don't know what it'll fly like on that, but I've been told that with these props I can achieve over 100 miles an hour on this on 6S, and I can well believe it as well. What else? Um, the actual whole quad weighs over 300 and something um, grams, because it's very chunky and heavy, and the battery itself weighs 279 grams. So on the all up flying weight is about half a kilo. Um, so, but it doesn't feel heavy in the air, which is a good thing. My epic, my last video, the epic fail, was because I had the ELRS receiver on. I think I had it on UART2, which is at the front there. I burnt one of the pads in the end trying to sort this out, but what actually happened was the live and the negative wire were touching, and no matter what I did, I couldn't separate it. I tried a thin knife and tried to scrape some of the solder off, and I did get the solder off, but no matter what happened, I just couldn't separate. I had continuity between the two, and these pads run underneath as well, so you can actually solder from underneath the board. But again, because they were touching at the top, it caused problems. So I just moved it to another UART. There's 6 UARTs on here. One's for the VTX, one's for the the smart audio and that, and one's for the receiver, and then one's for Wi-Fi, because this does Wi-Fi to the SpeedyBee app and that, and that's set. You can't change that. I flew this on a Coda 1350 160 C rating, and you'll see the flight times when you watch the video. I got, well, spoiler alert, I got 9 minutes out of it, and that's just bimbling about and doing a bit of freestyle, few punch outs. This thing is crazy. It's too powerful for my usage. Great fun as it was, it is a beast, and it's a very strong beast, very thick, arms. I'm not even sure. I'd say it's about 6 mil thick. It's ridiculous. The noise it makes is unbelievable. I mean, if I was going to take this out, I wouldn't be flying this in a park or anywhere like that. I'd go out in the field in a stick somewhere and just fly, because it'll freak dogs out for miles. It's so noisy. Not so much when you're bimbling about, but as soon as you apply any juice to it, it's just mad. And it echoes as well. The sound echoes, so you could probably hear it from a few fields away, and it just draws too much attention. It's fun, but it's impractical, if you know what I mean. It's like having a Mini with a Ferrari engine in it. It's just so impractical. But fun, you know. So I was actually shaking when I came down to land. I landed in tall grass, just in case anything went wrong. I didn't want to ruin a brand new battery. I was actually shaking. It was just even my rates on this, my standard rates, seemed over accentuated because of the power. But yeah, that's I wouldn't say it's a build. I did tidy it up a bit. I did I did a lot of tidying up and did a few changes to it and that, especially on software. It works perfect now. I'm happy with it. It's going to be a one in a while flyer. I'll take it out here and there now and again. It's not going to be my go-to quad. It's just mad. But yeah, Anyway, that's really all I've got to say on it. Really, I mean, there's not much more to. I mean, obviously, Diatone don't exist anymore now, so you know, it is what it is. But I'll uh, I'll let you watch the flight video. I'm talking all the way through the video, so I'll explain a few things as I'm flying and what I'm doing. It's just a shakedown test. It's the second time I've flown it. The first time I only flew it for a minute and a half and things went badly wrong. So this time everything went hunky dory. Right, I'll leave you to it and watch the video. Enjoy. See you later. Hi, welcome to my flight. This is my Diatone Roma with my new firmware on my radio, the Queen Anne's Revenge. Um, Everything's the latest, except for the firmware on this quad, which is like 6 years old now, 2020. I've kept it like that for the BTX um, because the latest firmware there's problems with it. So with older firmware, the BTX actually goes up to 800 milliwatts. Yeah, so after my last epic fail video, which I should go into earlier, why that happened, I finally sorted it out. What I did was I put the receiver on another UART, and this is a shakedown test. I'm using the high pitch props. I haven't tried the low pitch props yet, and this is just a shakedown test to make sure everything's fine. I'm running this on 6S, as you can see from the voltage. It's a brand new battery. It wasn't cheap, so I really don't want to crash and land on this. This is the first time I've ever flown a 6S capable quad, so you probably see me like overcorrecting a couple of spots because I'm still getting used to it. The sheer power on this thing is just crazy, and I was just trying to keep it nice and flowy without taking too many risks. Low down. It's a very heavy quad, but it don't feel it in the air. It seems quite predictable. Um, Now I'm flying this in long grass for a reason, in case I do get another fail safe or something goes wrong. Um, at least it will land in soft long grass rather than, see, like I overcorrected there. Yeah, it will land in long soft grass, so hopefully it won't damage the battery. There was zero problems before when I crashed, apart from uh, the front the front two props. Couple of blades bent on that, but I managed to bend them back into shape. So everything was fine. The quad itself was actually fine. The camera, I'm running a Runcam Phoenix on this, but it's an old one. It's the white one that came stock with the Diatone Roma. And what I've done on it is I put JB's camera settings on it. The idea being that I can capture um, a lot more detail in the shadows. For some reason, um, this it should have gone up to 200 milliwatts when I armed, and maybe I've I've been mucking around with the settings on Betaflight. Maybe I've disabled that when I was doing testing at home with the VTX. So I've got to look into that. But it should have gone up to 200 milliwatts. Yeah, so I've got JB settings on it. I've got his recommended camera settings on there to make the maximum out of the the camera itself. Um, it was pretty dull, but as you can see, that for an old analog camera, it's come out pretty good considering. Um, yeah, so that all worked out well. Everything else seems to be working all right as well, but I didn't want to push it too hard or too far. The motors came down nice and cool, so that was good. And yeah, everything seemed to be okay on this flight. As I said, I didn't really want to push it too much. I just want to get used to it, really. I was shaking a little bit when I came down to land, but it was a bit frightening, especially in noise. I mean, you can hear this thing, which is another reason why I've gone to this location because there's no one about. It does scream a lot especially when you pump the juice. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I mean, it's ridiculous amount of power this has got. The motors are 22 mil wide. It's just a pure powerhouse. It's way more power than you'll ever need, and yeah, it's just crazy. It will draw attention. I mean, it echoed quite loudly where I was. I'm surprised no one from the next park came in to see what was going on because it was that loud. But yeah, it was a fun experience. It's not a quad I'm going to be taking out very often. Um, I had to land it a few feet away from me because I really didn't want to get caught up in the props on this. Usually I take off right next to me and that, but I landed like about 5 meters away because it's just mad. Um, Other than that, I've got good flight times as well. I've got 9 minutes. Battery's a Coda 1350, 160 C rating, which is really good for sag. Um, but I noticed right at the end it did drop quite significantly. So I've got to watch that. But when I got home, it was on 3.7 uh, volts per cell, so that wasn't too bad. But yeah, it does drop off quite badly. Um, yeah, 9 minutes, which is I was surprised. That was better than the than I would have thought for a battery of that size. I was meant to get a 1550, but I thought I did order a 1550, but when I got it, it was a 1350. The battery itself weighs, I think it's 250 gram, something like that, or maybe slightly more. But I'm flying with about half a kilo, so with the weight of the quad and everything, it's quite. I'm facing the wrong way. That's why the BTX. I was getting a lot of static there. I'm facing forwards and upwards. But yeah, I'm really pleased that I didn't fall out of the sky this time, and that everything came back good. But yeah, very intimidating thing to fly. I won't lie. You know, it's it's crazy, and I weren't even pumping it that hard. I was just trying to get an idea of the hover value um and the sheer power of the thing and that. But yeah, it is mad, fun but mad. I'll have to choose my places carefully where I go and fly this because I don't want to draw too much attention. It's just so loud, it's just crazy. But yeah, that's my custom setup really. Um, and very pleased with it. Very nice flyer, very powerful, and a lot of fun. Need a bigger area really than this. Anyway, that's the end of the flight. As you can see, voltage is dropping a lot. I'll catch you later. Bye.